I am Lynley Ciorobea, your Coral Gables in South Miami real estate expert. And today I'm here to talk to you about the numbers. What happened in Coral Gables real estate in 2025, because it's probably going to be a pretty good indication of what's going to happen this year. I have a cheat sheet with me today so that I don't screw it up. So let's dive right in. Here's what you need to know. There are approximately 50,000 residents in Coral Gables, inside the city of Coral Gables, and those 50,000 people live in about 22,000 residential units. Those units, half of them are single family homes, approximately 11,000, and the other 11,000 are condos, apartments, townhouses, duplex, scattered throughout the city. So let's talk about what the sales looked like last year, and I think you're gonna be shocked. I mean, I do this for a living and I'm still surprised when I look at the numbers like this. Let's dive in. I do separate these numbers into three categories. We're looking at single family homes on the water, single family homes not on the water because they're dramatically different, and then I lump condos into a category together. So in 2025, of the 22,000 residential units that we have, only 645 of them sold. That's 3%. In fact, it's a little bit less than 3%. So not that many properties in Coral Gables sold last year. I will put a little asterisk next to that. This is data that we're pulling from the MLS. So if things sold off market or if new construction units sold and they weren't in the MLS, those aren't accounted for here. So there's probably more than 645 sales last year, but I'm just accounting for the ones that showed up in the MLS. Okay. Of the 645 sales, 377 were single family homes and 268 were condos and townhouses. So despite the fact that it's like 50-50 homes to condos, townhouses, duplexes, we sold more homes in Coral Gables last year than the other. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Let's talk about 2025 non-waterfront single family homes. 337 sold compared to 40 waterfront. So quite a few homes off the water sold. And the average selling price per square foot of the 337 that sold was $975. So we're just shy of the average in Coral Gables being $1,000 a square foot. Now, the median selling price of those homes was $1.99 million, just shy of being at a $2 million median sale price. That alone is worth a pause. Like the average home in Coral Gables last year sold for I'm saying average, median. The median home sold for $2 million almost, and the average price per square foot was almost $1,000. If we compare that to 2020, the median sale price for a home non-waterfront in Coral Gables was $930,000. So in the last 5 years, we've more than doubled, both on a price per square foot basis and on a median price. Okay, let's shift to waterfront single family homes in Coral Gables. In 2025, the average price per square foot was $1,956. We're just shy of the $2,000 a square foot mark there. And the median sale price was $7 million. So of the 40 homes that sold, half of them sold for more than $7 million, half of them sold for less than $7 million. Shocking here, the median sale price of a waterfront home in Coral Gables in 2020, $2.875 million. Again, more than double in the last 5 years. So now we're going to talk about condos. I separate waterfront and non-waterfront homes. I'm lumping all the condos together because it's so nuanced. If we tried to pull out different tiers of the market, it just gets too complicated. I can do that, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just keeping it a little bit general. There were 268 condo sales last year. The average price per square foot was $620. Compare that to 2020 when the average was $363. And the median sale price of a condo in 2025 in Coral Gables was $570,000. So it's becoming increasingly harder to find a nice 2 or 3 bedroom condo in Coral Gables under $500,000. These averages are going up I think partly it's because we do have a lot of newer condo developments going on. So the newer condos are selling for more, of course. In the condo market, we don't see that everything is doubling like it was in the single family home market. And I think that's a product of a couple different things. The condo market in general in Miami-Dade County is a little bit sluggish right now. There's a lot of properties on the market, so there's not as much demand and a lot more supply, and we're seeing that a bit in Coral Gables too. Even though Coral Gables tends to be a little bit more insulated than if you looked at Brickell, it still feels the effect of this sluggish condo market. And then, it just had a boom through COVID with prices going up. It just didn't have quite the boom that the single family home market did. So if you're a homeowner or an owner in Coral Gables, does any of this surprise you? I love nerding out on data like this. I love even being more specific, like what does it look like in Hammock Lake? What does it look like in Cocoa Plum? How have things changed in the middle Coral Gables market or the North Gables market? Because obviously this is an average and it changes as we get more and more specific. So if you're curious what the numbers are like where you live or what is my house worth in Coral Gables, I can certainly run those numbers for you. But I think this just gives you a good sense of where the market stands right now. We don't see any signs that this is going to change dramatically one way or another anytime soon. With only 3% of the properties in the city changing hands in 2025, we hope that number goes up this year, but there continues to be great demand for properties in the Gables because it's just such a great place to live. I'm Lynley, your Coral Gables and South Miami real estate expert, here to help. Happy to dive in deeper if you want. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.